forgot what calm felt like. Been running for so long, heart racing through the silence, mind screaming something's wrong. But he's spoken to the chaos that became a native tongue. And the peace I thought was fiction is the victory's won. Yeah. Anxiety became my rhythm. Learned to breathe inside the panic. Thought the tension in my chest was just a part of being human. Woke up every morning with a weight I couldn't name it. Fighting battles in my mind before my feet could hit the pavement. Racing thoughts like Formula One, no brakes, just acceleration. Catastrophizing futures, building worst case scenarios like nations. Sleepless nights, restless days, living in the what ifs. Praying for relief but never really thinking God could shift this out. Normalized the warfare, called it hustle, called it drive. Wore my stress like armor just to prove that I'm alive. But beneath the productivity was a soul that couldn't rest. Trading peace for validation, trading breath for second guessing every step. Try medication, meditation, therapy and motivation, but the static in my spirit needed more than explanation. See, I need a resurrection where anxiety had died me. Needed Jesus in the driver's seat to finally sit beside me. And one night in the breaking when I couldn't take the noise, he whispered in the whirlwind with a calm and gentle voice. Said, child, you've been carrying what I already bore. Drop the weight of tomorrow, I'm the peace you're searching for. I was drowning in a spiral, he became my breath of life. I was trapped inside a trial, he spoke peace into my fight. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Jesus restored the peace, I forgot how to feel. Took the war inside my mind and made the chaos finally still. I was shaking in the darkness, now I'm resting in his light. He replaced my anxious heart with a spirit burning bright. Jesus restored the peace, I forgot how to feel. Turned my prison into freedom, made the broken places heal. No more running from the silence, no more fighting with my thoughts. He's the calm inside the storm, he's the peace that can't be bought. Look, I spent years in survival mode, trigger ready for disaster. Every heartbeat felt like warning signs, every moment racing faster. Hypervigilant and hypertense, scanning room for threats that ain't there. Living in tomorrow's tragedy while missing God's presence right here. I was addicted to the worry, it became my twisted comfort. If I wasn't stressing something, I was stressing that I wasn't. Control became my idol, certainty became my God. Into Jesus pulled the curtain back and showed me it's a fraud. See, anxiety's a liar, with such conviction, tells you that you're helpless while it writes your whole prescription. But there's power in the name above the name of every fear. When you call on Christ in chaos, watch the atmosphere just clear. I remember the first morning I woke up and felt the difference. Not the absence of the problems, but his presence in the midst of it. Started speaking to my thoughts instead of letting them speak to me. Declaring what his word says over every false reality. Now I'm walking in authority that anxiety can't shake. Standing on his promises when everything around me breaks. Still got battles, still got struggles, but I'm fighting from a win. Cause the peace that he deposited is greater than the war within. I'm a testimony, walking that the God we serve is real. He can heal the broken heart and make you feel the things you feel. And if you're reading this and nodding cause your chest is always tight, know that Jesus is the answer, he's your peace, he's your fire. Cast your cares on me, so I laid them at his feet. Every worry, every burden, every nightmare robbing sleep. He said, come to me, you weary. So I came just as I am, with my panic and my spirals, and he held me in his hands. No, no. Now I'm breathing deeper, now I'm sleeping sounder, now I'm living lighter, cause his peace surrounds me. No more chains of tomorrow, no more fear of what's next. I got Jesus in my present, and his presence is my rest. Jesus restored the peace, I forgot how to feel. Took the war inside my mind and made the chaos finally still. I was shaking in the darkness, now I'm resting in his light. He replaced my anxious heart with a spirit burning bright. Jesus restored the peace, I forgot how to feel. Turned my prison into freedom, made the broken places heal. No more running from the silence, no more fighting with my thoughts. He's the calm inside the storm, he's a peace that can't be bought. Peace that can't be bought. Jesus write my story. He's the peace that can't be bought. They wrote my eulogy while I was still breathing. Closed the book on my potential, said the ending wasn't worth reading. But the author of my life had a plot twist in his hand. When the world said it's finished, God said this is where we stand. Yeah. They counted me out when the losses piled up. Every door that got slammed had them writing me off. Said my best days were behind me, my season was done. Had the funeral prepared before the battle was won. I was labeled, I was boxing, they defined me by my failure. Every setback was a verdict, every stumble made me lesser. They whispered when I entered, doubted every move I made. Treated my ambition like a joke that wouldn't fade. Rock bottom became my address, desperation my companion. Had to choose between believing in or trusting in the master plan. See the world measures work by visible progression, but God's working in a waiting, turning pain into his weapon. I was Joseph in the pit, David facing down Goliath, Daniel in the lion's den, but faith became my alliance. When they locked me in a tomb, didn't know the stone road. When they thought they saw the ending, God was rewriting my whole scroll. Late nights on my knees when the critics got the loudest, praying through the tears, declaring God, you're still the proudest of who I'm gonna be, not just who I was before. Every closed door was protection for the future he had in store. They thought they saw the final page, but God was writing something greater. They thought they knew my destiny, but Jesus is the game changer. They thought my story was over, thought they read the last line, but Jesus wrote the chapter no one saw coming this time. From the ashes, from the ruins, from the grave they put me in. He resurrected every dream and made me rise again. They thought my story was over, had me buried in defeat, but the God of resurrection turned my end into a beat of a heart that's beating strong, of a faith that's burning bright. Jesus wrote the comeback story, turned my darkness into light. Look, the resurrection power ain't just history, it's present. Every time they say you're finished, God says watch me resurrect it. I was written off, dismissed, they had sympathy in their eyes, looking at me like a tragedy they couldn't realize. But see, limited perspective can't contain unlimited power. What they saw as my conclusion was just preparation for the hour when God would flip the narrative and show them who he is. Through the life they said was over, now I'm living evidence. I'm Lazarus emerging, 4 days dead but now I'm walking. I'm the Red Sea that just parted when they said there ain't no crossing. I'm the walls of Jericho that fell when praise got louder. I'm the testimony forming in the furnace getting hotter. They didn't know my breaking was the making of my message, that the pressure I was under would become my greatest blessing. Every no was just protection, every loss was redirection to the purpose God intended, to the life beyond rejection. Now I'm walking in authority that failure never gave me, speaking life into the dead things, watching how his hand just saves me. Every day's a new chapter, every breath's a new beginning, and the story they thought ended is the story that's just winning. See, the enemy miscalculated when he thought that he could stop this. God turned tables on the tables, made my test become my prophetic office. Now I prophesy to dry bones, tell them they will rise again, cause if God did it for me, he can do it for my friends. They said rest in peace, but God said wake up. They said game over, but God said shake up everything they thought they knew about what I'll do through you. They said it's finished, God said it started. They said you're broken, God said you're sparking a revival in the valley, a movement in the dark. I'm the plot twist they never saw coming. I'm the chapter after the ending. I'm the proof that God's still writing. Stories worth defending. Resurrection's not just Easter, it's every time we rise. When they thought the story's over, God opens up the sky. They thought my story was over, thought they read the last line, but Jesus wrote the chapter no one saw coming this time. From the ashes, from the ruins, from the grave they put me in. He resurrected every dream and made me rise again. They thought my story was over, had me buried in defeat, but the God of resurrection turned my end into a beat of a heart that's beating strong, of a faith that's burning bright. Jesus wrote the comeback story, turned my darkness into light. He turned my darkness into light. They thought it was over, they thought it was over. Another chapter, they thought it was finished, but God said I'm the author. Yeah, he wrote the chapter no one saw coming. Yeah, yeah. Whoa. They thought it all alone. Tried to stitch the pain with pride, build a throne on broken bones. But he stepped into the wreckage that I hid beneath the surface. Touched the places I abandoned, gave my suffering a purpose. Yeah, I carry scars like trophies, wore my trauma like a chain. Convinced myself that healing meant forgetting all the pain. So I buried it deeper, built walls around the hate. Smiled through every fracture while my foundation was shaky. I was running from the mirror, couldn't face what I became. Numbing out the voices that were screaming out my name. Tried to pray it away, but never stayed long enough to listen. Thought surrender was weakness, so I fought against the mission. Late nights, cold sweats, wrestling with the memories. Wondering if grace could reach a soul disease with bitterness. Self-medication, isolation, drowning in my methods. Every temporary fix just left me more disconnected. But there's power in the breaking when you finally let them in. When you stop performing wholeness and confess the war within. See, the wound I kept protecting was the doorway to my freedom. When I stopped trying to heal it, that's when he could truly reach him. I was broken, couldn't mend it. He was waiting at the entrance of the pain I thought would end me. But he walked into the wreckage, he walked into the wound I stopped trying to heal. Brought light to every shadow, made the numbness finally feel. I surrendered all the stitches that were holding me together. Now his hands are my foundation and his love's my only shelter. He walked into the wound I stopped trying to heal. Turned my battlefield to holy ground, my brokenness to real. No more hiding, no more fighting what his mercy wants to mend. He walked into my ending and he made me whole again. I spent years in a cycle thinking change was in my hands. Reading self-help like scripture, building castles out of sand. But transformation ain't cosmetic, it's a debt before the rising. It's admitting you're a captive before you taste the freedom's lightning. I was tired of performing, tired of carrying the weight of pretending I was winning while I crumbled under face. So I fell down at the altar with nothing left to give. Cried out, God, I can't do this, that's the moment I can live. He met me in the morning in the ashes of my effort. When I finally stopped striving, that's when healing became better. See, his grace don't need my hustle, his love don't need my proof. He's attracted to the honest, to the broken, to the truth. Now I'm walking in authority, I never run myself. Fighting battles in his name, pulling weapons off the shelf. Every trial's just a platform for his power to be shown. And the wound I used to hide in is the pulpit I now own. I'm preaching to the desperate, let him into your despair. Stop sanitizing for the Savior who already knows you're there in your mess, in your failure, in the places you conceal. That's what Jesus does, his greatest work, surrender and he'll heal. I tried to be the healer, but I needed the physician. I tried to write the ending, but he altered my position. Every scar became a story, every wound became a door. Now I'm standing in his glory, I was broken on the floor, yeah. He took my pain and made it purpose. Took my shame and called it service. Took my past and made it perfect for the calling on my life. He walked into the wound I stopped trying to heal. Brought light to every shadow, made the numbness finally feel. I surrendered all the stitches that were holding me together. Now his hands are my foundation and his love's my only shelter. He walked into the wound I stopped trying to heal. Turned my battlefield to holy ground, my brokenness to real. No more hiding, no more fighting what his mercy wants to mend. He walked into my ending and he made me whole again. Yeah. He made me whole again. Yeah. Man, he made me whole again. Yeah. He made me whole again. Yeah. Now I'm walking different power, got his spirit as my guide. Every wound he walk into is where his glory now resides. So if you're bleeding out in secret, thinking you should fix it first, know that surrender is the gateway, let him meet you at your work. Yeah. He's waiting in the womb, he's standing at the door. The place you stop believing is where he's healing you for more. Glory, glory. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds.
The Lord your God is with you. The mighty warrior who saves, he will take great delight in you. In his love he will no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you with singing. Zephaniah 3:17.
I lost pieces of myself, couldn't hold on anymore. But his hands caught everything that slipped through my fingers to the floor. Yeah. Felt my heart slipping through my fingers like sand. Couldn't grip tight enough to make it stay in my hand. Losing parts of who I was with every passing day. Watched myself fade slowly, couldn't find a way. Lost my passion, lost my purpose, lost my will to fight. Lost my faith in tomorrow, couldn't see the light. Everything I tried to hold just kept on slipping free, until I had nothing left of the person I used to be. But while I was losing grip on everything I knew, Jesus was underneath, catching what fell through. His hands were holding pieces I thought were gone for good. Keep it safe what I had lost and couldn't withstand where I stood. He didn't let my heart shatter on the ground. Caught every fragment before it made a sound. While I was busy losing, he was busy keeping what I thought was falling. In his care was sleeping. When I couldn't hold on, he held on for me. Caught what I was losing, set my spirit free. When my heart slipped away, his hands are what I lost. Every piece that fell from me, he carried at no cost. When I couldn't keep myself together anymore, his hands were running in me, catching what I couldn't hold before. When my heart slipped away, his hands are what I lost. Kept me from shattering, bore the weight, paid the cost. Now I'm whole because he gathered every broken part and carried, held together all the pieces of my heart. Luke 22, Jesus prayed that Peter's faith wouldn't fail. While Peter was denying him, Jesus held the nail that kept his soul from falling through the cracks. That's what Jesus did for me when I fell off the tracks. He held my identity when I didn't know who I was. Held my future when I couldn't see it because of all the darkness that surrounded me each day. Held my purpose safe while I was losing my way. Now I understand that even in my weakest hour, when I had no strength, he was showing his power. To hold what I couldn't, to keep what I lost, to bear my burdens regardless of the cost. So I'm standing here with everything restored, not because I held on, but because he's my Lord, who catches every piece when we can't hold tight, and keep it safe until we're ready for the light. When I couldn't hold on, he held on for me. Caught what I was losing, set my spirit free. When my heart slipped away, his hands are what I lost. Every piece that fell from me, he carried at no cost. When I couldn't keep myself together anymore, his hands were underneath me, catching what I couldn't hold before. When my heart slipped away, his hands are what I lost. Kept me from shattering, bore the weight, paid the cost. Now I'm whole because he gathered every broken part and carried, held together all the pieces of my heart. His hands are big enough to catch what you can't hold. His love is strong enough to keep your weary soul. So if you're losing grip on who you thought you were, know that Jesus catches everything that starts to blur. His hands are underneath you even when you fall. He's holding what you're losing, he's got it all. You don't have to hold on tight with white knuckles in fear. Just resting knowing that his hands are always near. Catching what you drop, keeping what you lose. That's the kind of savor you get. When my heart slipped away, his hands are what I lost. Every piece that fell from me, he carried at no cost. When I couldn't keep my feet together anymore, his hands were underneath me, catching what I couldn't hold before. When my heart slipped away, his hands are what I lost. Kept me from shattering, bore the weight, paid the cost. Now I'm whole because he gathered every broken part and carried, held together all the pieces of my heart. His hands held what I lost. He caught me when I fell. He kept me. You did all his way. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. When you're losing grip on everything you've known, remember his hands are holding what you own. He catches what falls from my tired hands and holds us together according to his plans.
But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. 2 Corinthians 12:9.
Yeah. I remember when my body turned against me overnight, when the vessel I depended on decided not to fight. Hospital beds and monitors, machines that breathe for you, doctors with their prognosis saying there's not much we can do. I was young and feeling invincible, thought I had forever. Never thought my own anatomy would be the thing to sever my plans from my reality, my dreams from my today. Lying in that sterile room, watching hope just fade away. Family gathered around me, with tears they try to hide, speaking words of comfort while I'm staring at the sign. They say my body's shutting down, system failing one by one. Every breath's a battle now, wondering if I'm done. But in the darkest hour, when medical science reached the limit, when human hands surrendered and the outcome looked so vivid, I heard a voice whisper through the chaos and the pain. I'm the God who heals the broken, I'm the one who makes you see. My body may have failed me, but his mercy never flinched. When flesh gave out, his spirit stepped and never wavered, never winced. He became my strength when mine was gone, my breath when I could. couldn't breathe. Turned my hospital room into holy ground when I just believed. When my body broke down, His love held me together. Yeah. When my strength ran out, His grace became my tether. Yeah, my body failed me, brought me to my knees, but His mercy didn't waver when I couldn't even breathe. When flesh and blood surrendered, when doctors shook their heads, His healing hand reached down to me and raised me from that bed. Yeah, my body failed me, thought I'd see my final day, but His mercy wrote a different ending, turned night into day. Now I'm standing as a witness that His power never fails. When your body breaks down, His mercy still prevails. Look, recovery wasn't instant, wasn't pretty, wasn't clean. Had to learn to walk again, had to fight for everything. Physical therapy sessions, relearning basic motion. Every step a declaration, every movement was devotion to the God who didn't leave me when my kidneys gave out, when my heart rate flatlined and the nurses had to shout clear and shock my chest back, brought me back from death's door. Now I'm living proof that mercy's always something more than what we think we need. It's what He knows we require. When your body is the battlefield, His presence is the fire that keeps you breathing, keeps you pushing, keeps you standing tall. When medical charts say impossible, His mercy conquers all. I got scars that tell a story, got a testimony in my veins. Every pill I take's a reminder that His power still remains. Stronger than my limitations, greater than my diagnosis. He's the great physician, working miracles through prognosis. They said I might not make it, gave statistics and percentages, but didn't factor in the God who writes His own sentences. Over every terminal verdict, over every hopeless case. My body failed me brutally, but I'm still standing by His grace. Now I use this second chance to tell the world what He can do. How He meets you in your weakness, makes His strength sufficient through every trial, every test tube, every surgery and scan. He's the God who holds your body in the hollow of His hand. They said my organs were shutting down, He said my power's waking up. They said my body's giving out, He said my mercy's enough. They said prepare for the worst, He said prepare for my glory. They said this might be the end, He said I'm rewriting your story. When my lungs couldn't fill with air, His Spirit breathed life in me. When my heart couldn't beat on its own, His love set the rhythm free. Now I'm walking in the miracle, they said would never come. Now I'm living in the victory, that His mercy's already won. I'm a testimony breathing, I'm a witness still standing. I'm the proof that when you're failing, His mercy still commanding. My body failed me, brought me to my knees, but His mercy didn't waver when I couldn't even breathe. When flesh and blood surrendered, when doctors shook their heads, His healing hand reached down to me and raised me from that bed. Yeah, my body failed me, thought I'd see my final day, but His mercy wrote a different ending, turned night into day. Now I'm standing as a witness that His power never fails. When your body breaks down, His mercy still prevails. His mercy still prevails. But His mercy called me. But His mercy called me. His mercy stayed. Yeah. His mercy stayed. Yeah. His mercy never failed. Never failed. Never failed. Never failed. Never failed.
And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Romans 8:28.
Yeah. One phone call, one moment, one decision on my own. Watch my whole world crumble like a house without a stone. Job gone, relationship ending, finances collapse. Security I built for years demolished in a snap. Sat in my empty apartment, silence louder than a scream. Everything I worked for vanished like a forgotten dream. No backup plan, no safety net, no clear path ahead. Just me and God and questions running circles through my head. Why would you allow this? What's the purpose in the pain? How am I supposed to worship when I'm drowning in the rain? But in the void of all my losing, in the space my idols left, He whispered, now I finally have room to give you my best. See, I was clutching on the blessings like they were the blessing, holding on to gifts so tight I missed the greater treasure. God had to empty out my hands so I could see Him clear. Strip away the substitutes that kept Him in the real. That loss became my altar, that pain became my teacher. Every closed door was protection, every ending brought me deeper. In the intimacy with God I never knew was possible. When you got nothing left to lose, surrender's not so impossible. I lost it all in a moment, but he was building something greater. What I thought was my destruction was my divine elevator. I lost everything in one day, thought my life was through, but Jesus gave me more than I knew how to ask for, made me new. From the ruins he built something that my hands could never make. Turned my greatest loss into my greatest gain, for heaven's sake. I lost everything in one day, hit rock bottom on my knees, but Jesus gave me more than I was asking for, gave me his peace. More than restoration, more than getting back what's gone, he gave me resurrection, life a purpose to press on. Look, restoration's more than getting back what you once had. It's getting what you needed but were too afraid to ask. I wanted comfort, he gave purpose. I wanted ease, he gave a mission. I was praying for my kingdom, he was building his vision. Through my life, through my loss, through my broken surrender. Now I'm standing on a foundation that's way more than I remember. Ever dreaming in my small prayers and my limit requests. God said let me show you what I could do with total access. 6 months later, different city, different calling on my life. Different circle, different mission, different perspective in my sight. The job I lost was killing me, I just couldn't see it then. The relationship I'm on was blocking what he had for me in it. Now I'm doing what I love, walking in my gifting daily. Impacting lives I never would've touched if I stay safely. In the comfortable confinement of the life I knew before. God had to wreck my plans to get me through his door. And I'm not saying it was easy, I'm not saying I didn't cry. I'm not saying that when nights I questioned if I survived, but I'm saying on the other side with vision so much clearer. I lost everything in distance, but I gained everything that's nearer to the heart of what God wanted, to the center of his will. I lost the temporary treasures, but I gained the treasure still. Eternal, purposeful, meaningful, anointed and aligned. I lost everything material, but I gained the master's mind. He took my job and gave me calling. He took my plans and gave me purpose. He took my comfort, gave me passion. He took my pain and made it worth it. He took my loss and gave me vision. He took my fear and gave me faith. He took my ruins, built a temple. He took my shame, replaced with grace. What I lost was just a shadow of the substance he would bring. What I'm on was just a preview of the greater offering. Now I'm walking in abundance that my poverty prepared. Now I'm living in the fullness that my emptiness declared. I lost everything in one day, but I gained eternity. Jesus gave me more than I could ask. He gave me his identity. I lost everything in one day, thought my life was through, but Jesus gave me more than I knew how to ask for, made me new. From the ruins he built something that my hands could never make. Turned my greatest loss into my greatest gain, for heaven's sake. I lost everything in one day, hit rock bottom on my knees, but Jesus gave me more than I was asking for, gave me his peace. More than restoration, more than getting back what's gone, he gave me resurrection, life a purpose to press on. He gave me resurrection life, but Jesus gave me everything.
Want me to test my pain to perfect, my ruins to a testimony that he's worth it.
He restores my soul. Psalm 23:3. There were parts of me I buried, thought they'd never live again. But Jesus spoke life into the graveyard, where I thought things had to end. Yeah. Had dreams that died, hope that faded into black. Parts of my soul I thought would never come back. Wrote them off as casualties of a life gone wrong. Say goodbye to versions of myself that felt too far gone. My ability to trust after betrayal left me scarred. My capacity for joy after depression hit me hard. My faith and love after heartbreak crushed my chest. Thought these were permanent losses, laid them all to rest. But Jesus walked into my graveyard with authority. Said on resurrection power I restore what you can't see. Started speaking life into places I declared dead. Breathing on dry bones like Ezekiel said. What I thought was finished, he said was just sleeping. What I thought was buried, he said was worth keeping. And one by one he resurrected parts of me I thought were gone forever. Now I'm finally free. He spoke to what was dead and called it back to life. Restore what I thought lost, made wrong things right. Jesus spoke life into the places I thought were gone forever. Called my dead dreams living
broken pieces better. When I declared it over, he said, watch what I can do. Resurrection power brought the old me back as new. Jesus spoke life into the place I thought was gone forever. Proved that nothing's too far gone for his divine endeavor. Now I'm living in restored places I thought I lost for good. Cause he's the God who resurrects when no one thought he could. Ezekiel 37, valley full of dry bones. God asked, can he live when they look like stone? Then he prophesied and breath came into them. That's what Jesus did to the dead parts within. He restored my ability to hope after years of despair. Brought back my passion for life when I didn't care. Resurrected my purpose when I thought I had none. Spoke life to my future when I thought it was done. He didn't just patch up what was broken and move on. He made it new, made it whole, made it strong. What I thought was dead weight, he turned into testimony. What I thought was over, he turned into my story. Now I trust again, though I swore I never would. Love again, though my heart said it never could. Dream again, though I buried all my plans. Cause Jesus spoke life and took my future in his hands. He spoke to what was dead and called it back to life. Restore what I thought lost, made wrong things right. Jesus spoke life into the places thought were gone forever. Called my dead dreams living, made my broken pieces better. When I declared it over, he said, watch what I can do. Resurrection power brought the old me back as new. Jesus spoke life into the place I thought were gone forever. Proved that nothing's too far gone for his divine endeavor. Now I'm living in restored places I thought I lost for good. Cause he's the God who resurrects when no one thought he could. It's too dead for his voice to raise. Nothing's too broken for his healing ways. So if you wrote something off thinking it's gone for good, know that Jesus specializes in the dead neighborhood of your soul, where you bury what you thought couldn't revive. He's the resurrection and the life, he makes dead things alive. Lazarus was dead for days when Jesus called him out. That's the kind of power that removes all doubt. He can speak to what's been dead for years inside of you and bring it back to life, make all things new. Life into the places I thought were gone forever. Call my dead dreams living, made my broken pieces better. When I declared it over, he said, watch what I can do. Resurrection power brought the old me back as new. Jesus spoke life into the place I thought were gone forever. Proves that nothing's too far gone for his divine endeavor. Now I'm living in restored places I thought I lost for good. Cause he's the God who resurrects when no one thought he could. He spoke life, dead places, he restored what I lost. He resurrected my future at no cost. Just his word. I am the resurrection and the life. John 11:25. What you think is dead can live again when Jesus speaks life. There's no end, just new begin. He speaks to the graveyard of your soul with power and resurrects what died in your darkest hour. Yeah.
Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. Psalm 39:23.
I was hiding from the truth of who I was, but Jesus found me underneath a buzz. Of all my pretending, all my lies, he saw the real me through disguise. I had this version of myself I didn't want to see, the broken, struggling person underneath. So I created someone else to be a better version, a facade beneath. I denied the parts of me that weren't okay, the addiction, the anger, the shame I display in private but hide from everyone else. I was at war with my authentic self, pretended I was more together than I was. Couldn't admit the real me because I hated what I become inside. So I built a better version to hide behind why the real me deteriorated. The truth of who I was, I obliterated from my own consciousness, lived in denial, but that only made it worse by miles. Then Jesus came and said, I see you, the real you, not the fake one you pursue. And I love the version you won't admit. That's the one I came to save and sit within your darkest, most honest hour. That's where you'll find my saving power. I was hiding from the truth inside, but Jesus found where I'd hide. The version of me I wouldn't face, he met with overwhelming grace. Jesus found a version of me I didn't want to admit. deny the version I wouldn't admit existed. Jesus loved and he persisted. Let me tell you what happens when you stop running from the truth of who you are. It's stunning. Jesus meets you in your authenticity and loves you into your real identity. I learned that admitting who I really am isn't weakness, it's part of God's plan to heal me from the ground up. Start with truth and fill my cup with grace for the person I actually was, not the one I pretended to be, because God can't heal what I won't make real, can't transform what I don't make real. Now I'm honest by my struggles, don't hide behind the juggles of pretending and performing. I bring Jesus what's conforming to my true state, my real condition. That's where I find his true provision for healing, for grace, for transformation. That starts with honest revelation. I was hiding from myself inside, but Jesus found what truth would hide. The version I wouldn't accept, he loved and he kept. Jesus found the version of me I didn't want to admit was real. The struggling person I tried to see, away from view, away from sight. He brought to his healing light. He saw the real me in all my mess and loved me in my realness. The version I tried to deny, to everyone hiding from themselves tonight, running from the truth out of fright. Jesus loves the real you, not the fake. He wants to heal for heaven's sake. Bring him your honest reality. That's where you'll find true liberty. Stop hiding from who you really are. Jesus loves you, near or far. Jesus found a version of me I didn't want to admit was real. The authentic person I tried to see you, in denial and performance and lies. He brought the truth under his skies. He saw the real me in my pain and loved me without any shame. The version I couldn't admit was true, Jesus loved and made brand new.
Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:32.
Stop hiding from who you really are.
Jesus loves you. Every scar, the version you won't admit exists, is the one he came to lift. Bring him your authentic self today. That's where healing finds its way. Jesus loves the real you believe. That's the truth you need to receive.
My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9.
I acted strong when I was barely standing, but Jesus became the strength I was demanding. From myself when I had nothing left, he filled the gap of my own death. I was strained like a costume every day, pretending I had it when I didn't know it. Put on a mask of having it together, while inside I was weak as a feather. Told everyone I'm good, I got this, while my foundation was nothing but abyss. Fake confidence I didn't possess, covered up my weakness with success. But the act was exhausting, draining me, trying to be strong when I couldn't be. Every day was a performance, a show of strength that I simply didn't know. Jesus said stop pretending, child. You don't have to fake it or act wild. With strength you don't have inside, let me be your strength, your guide. He became the power I was faking, the foundation that was breaking. Underneath my false display, he gave me real strength to face the day, yeah. I was pretending to be strong, but couldn't keep it up for long. Then Jesus became what I faced, real strength that couldn't break. The strength I pretended to have, he finally became for me. Stop faking it in, let his power set me free. No more acting like I got it all. Now his strength catches every fall. He became my real foundation, not my own fabrication. The power I was pretending owned is now his strength on heaven's throne. Yeah. Let me tell you about authentic power. It's not mine in any hour, it's surrendering to his might, letting him be my source of fight. I learned that admitting I'm weak is actually the strength I seek, because it opens up the door for God's power to give me more than I could ever generate on my own or fabricate. His strength is real, my mine was fake. His power is what's truly at stake. Now I don't pretend anymore. I come to him when I'm poor, in strength and say I need you, Lord. And he gives me strength I can't afford. The act is over, mask is off. I'm walking in his strength, not soft, but genuine power from above, based on his grace and his love. I was pretending to be strong, acting like nothing was wrong. Then Jesus became my real might, turned my darkness into light. The strength I pretended to have, he finally became for me. No more faking strength I didn't know, now I'm finally free. No more acting like I'm self-made, now his power is my upgrade. He became my true foundation, God's power, not imitation. The strength I was pretending I possessed is now his strength, I'm truly blessed. To everyone faking strength tonight, pretending that you're alright, Jesus wants to be your real power in this very hour. Stop pretending, start surrendering. His strength is what you're entering into when you admit you're weak. That's the real strength you should see. Since I pretended to have, he finally became for me. Stop the performance and found real victory. No more acting like I'm in control, now his power fills my soul. He became my authentic mind, not my performance in the night. The strength I faked is now his truth, living proof of eternal youth.
I can do all this through him who gives me strength, Philippians 4:13. Stop pretending you have strength alone. Let God's power be known. Real strength comes when you admit you need his power every bit. His strength is better than your fake, more reliable for heaven's sake. Let Jesus be your real might. He'll be your strength day and night.
Be still and know that I am God, Psalm 46:10.
I used to run from the quiet inside, filled it with noise so I could hide. But Jesus stepped into that empty space and filled my silence with his grace. I was terrified of being alone with my thoughts, so I kept distracted, kept my mind caught in constant noise and endless scroll. Anything to avoid my soul. The silence scared me more than anything, because in quiet my demons would sing. All the doubts and all the shame will whisper loud and call my name. So I ran from stillness every day, filled the void in every way with music, people, screens and sound. Anything to not be found by the emptiness that lived inside the hollow space I tried to hide. But no matter how much noise I made, this silence underneath just stayed. Then Jesus met me in that space, the quiet I was trying to replace. He said, don't fear, the still within, that's where my presence can begin. I was running from the silence deep, but Jesus met me where I couldn't sleep. He filled the void I tried to hide with peace that flows from his inside. Jesus filled the silence I used to fear, now his presence is all I hear. In the quiet I was running from, he showed me where his peace has come. The emptiness I tried to fill, he occupied with perfect will. Now silence isn't something I dread, it's where I meet with God instead. Let me tell you what I found in stillness, when I stopped running from the illness of noise, addiction, and constant sound. That's where Jesus could be found. In the silence I discovered rest, found out that quiet was a test, not of my ability to cope, but invitation to real hope. Now I seek the silence every day, it's where I hear what God will say in whispers that the noise would drown. That's where his presence can be found. I learned that silence isn't empty when you let God fill it plenty with his voice, his peace, his love, gift that come from up above. The space inside that used to haunt me, now it's where his spirits taught me that I'm never truly alone. God fills my silence, makes it home. I was running from the silence deep, but Jesus gave me rest and sleep. He filled the void with his own voice, now in quiet I rejoice. Jesus filled the silence I used to fear, now his whispers are all I hear. In the quiet I was running from, he revealed where peace has come. The emptiness I tried to fill, he's satisfied with his goodwill. The silence is my sacred space, where I encounter his embrace. To everyone afraid of quiet tonight, who feels every moment out of fright, Jesus wants to meet you in the still. That's where he can reveal his will. Don't fear the silence anymore. It's not empty, that's for sure. When you let Jesus fill the space, you'll find his overwhelming grace. Jesus filled the silence I used to fear. Now his presence is crystal clear. In the quiet I was running from, I found where his kingdom has come. The emptiness I tried to hide, and filled with peace from deep inside. Now silence is where I'm most free, where Jesus speaks directly to me. In repentance and rest is your salvation. In quietness and trust is your strength, Isaiah 30:15. Don't be afraid of silence today. That's what God wants to say. Things you need to hear. In the quiet, he is near. The void you fear is not what it seems. It's God's invitation to his peace. Let Jesus fill your silence now. He'll show you rest and show you how.